Good people. I'm reacting to some basketball content. The Lonzo Ball news isn't getting any better. I think Lonzo Ball isn't getting the fair treatment that he deserves. So somebody made a reaction, made a video about it. So let's watch it.
Like the perfect storm. Zoe was a Cali kid, went to UCLA, and to top it all off, he was this ultra-hype prospect who just so happened to get drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers. And of course I use the phrase just so happened loosely because, in my opinion, the Lakers had fallen in love with not only the upside of the Cali product, but also the hype that LeVar Ball was selling.
Yeah.
ZO2 going to the Lakers was much more than just a small coincidence. In my opinion, all of this only added to the fire. What am I talking about exactly? Well, I'm sure you'll understand as this video progresses. Shortly after the Lakers would draft Zoe, Magic would call Zoe the new face of the Lakers, expecting that the Lakers would retire his jersey in the future. Look, I was as big of a Zoe fan as anyone, but talking jersey retirement before bro
he was a second pick
in the NBA.
He was a second pick.
To make matters worse, Magic would also go on to say that watching so much tape of him, you see yourself. You know what? This is bad as a Zoe fan, but I see where Magic Johnson was coming from. But at the same time, this is Magic Johnson that we're talking about. You know, the 6'9" guy who was undoubtedly one of the greatest point guards and passers to play the game.
Hold on, bro.
Who was undoubtedly one of the greatest point guards and passers to play the game. The point guard who could not...
Hold on, once again, bro.
That we're talking about. You know, the 6'9" guy who was undoubtedly one of the greatest point guards and passers to play the game. The point guard who could not only give you minutes at center, but also take over an entire game if he wanted to. With Magic, you could make a clear argument that he is in fact the best point guard to ever play the game.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Am I going to do that at this exact moment? No, of course not. But I will say this. Some people are so lost in the revolution that surrounds the three ball, and look, I'm guilty of being lost in it too. With that being said, I can't discount how good some of the older generations were. Recency bias can be disheartening, and that's something that I have no shame repeating, because I myself can admit that I do fall victim to recency bias, but that's something that I'm working on, and that's what really matters. To get back to Magic's versatility, IQ, timing, and how he made every single player on the floor
a better them passes, bro.
While being 6'9" was truly special. This is probably a bad time to bring this up, especially since I just gave Magic some premium gas, but Magic in the front office was not nearly as good as Magic Johnson the player. This man was and still is incredibly petty. Lakers fans, you guys know I don't even need to explain myself on this one. When he was asked about the departure of D'Lo after drafting Zoe, he said that, "We want to thank him for what he did for us, but what I needed was a leader. I needed somebody also."
To be honest with you, bro, Lonzo, through what he showed playing with Chicago, him, Levine, Caruso, and DeMar, bro. I think he kind of have the leadership, bro. He kind of have that leadership. You feel me? Him with giving assists, him with like not having a problem with him passing the ball and letting somebody else score, bro. That shows leadership. That shows like, okay, I don't care about my numbers. As long as I'm getting them assists, bro, and the team is winning, bro, you can score. You feel me? Like, and that's not something that's very common in today's day and age of basketball. You know what I'm saying?
The other players better, and who is also somebody that players want to play with. I'll never be mad at somebody for keeping it real, but Magic low-key went in. D'Lo was really public enemy #1 back in the day, and as a matter of fact...
Damn, bro, need a haircut. What's going on over here, bro? God damn, bro woke up out of his bed and threw this interview straight up. Damn.
In the day, and as a matter of fact, Nick Young still hasn't gotten over it. Anyways, I've always thought comparisons like this could turn players against each other. There's definitely a psychological component at play here. While I'll never truly know if D'Lo resented Zoe, I do know that other players did for reasons that weren't related to anything that he'd actually done. I'll always say that LeVar Ball did his thing with his kids, but man, did ZO2 have a target on his back before he even played a second of NBA basketball. Though Zoe never directly blamed LeVar, he did admit that there was a target on his back, saying that I feel like I had a target on my back before I even got into the league, because my family was always on TV and in the media. So I knew that coming in, every time I stepped on the court, I was
Fame
going
got
to
his
give
prices.
everybody's best. And
Them
to have
TV
that
and
certain mindset
reality
to go out
shows
there
got them
every night,
got their
that's right
prices.
on your
So
back and be able to take the hits and keep going.
Are you saying Lonzo better than LeBron? Yes.
oh my god, oh my god.
You lost me on that.
LeBron lost the rest of his hair when he heard LeVar say that. Bro. Oh
Can't
my
move that
god.
fast.
The guy shooting 23% from the
He can shoot
3-point line,
10%.
40% from the free throw line. How can he be better than the GOAT? Trying to find your way in the
Shannon Briggs. He is not the GOAT. He is not the GOAT. You cannot say that he's the GOAT. And that's a debate that I've spoke about over and over and over again.
Hard enough. Trying to find your way as a rookie with a target? Not ideal. Then shortly after that, you had the pressure.
I mean, there are some rookies that came in with targets,
but
but
one thing on their mind,
LeBron
that's
himself
different.
back in the day.
When Zo2 moved out of the spotlight, got a fresh start, and joined the Pelicans, it was clear that this move was in the best interest of his career. And at the time, as a fan, I couldn't be happier. Zo, Zion, B.I., I was locked in. At one point, I actually low-key felt bad for B.I., because it felt like the team,
Bro got the haircut. What's going on back then, bro?
Really
What's going on back there,
that
man?
he deserved. I saw so much Zo and Zion propaganda that it was actually getting ridiculous. In New Orleans, Zo would fix his jump shot before taking it to the
Yeah, he did in New Orleans. Back then, he used to shoot from the side.
Fortunately, though, this past season in Chicago, Zo would only play 35 games before missing the rest of the season with an injury that was originally diagnosed as a bone bruise. It would later be revealed that, in fact, what Zo had suffered was a torn meniscus.
Oh, these are some long injuries, bro.
January
Bro, what's going on with these ass, bro? God damn.
Would be everything but consistent. But one thing would remain consistent, and that's that every time he tried to ramp up, he'd get shut back down. Eventually, the front office would just agree that Zo didn't have any business playing another game of the 2021-2022 season. Here's a quick refresher that earlier in the year, according to the Cap Man, there were serious concerns within the Bulls front office about Lonzo Ball's knee. Here's another refresher from one of my last Zo videos that LeVar Ball said that he should be ready for the season this year because he's going to stay out here in Los Angeles and get it done the right way. Sometimes you have to get your own guy to say, okay, this is how we got to do this. LeVar went on to say,
bro, their father is a real one, bro. I know he's the biggest capster that's in the media of basketball right now, bro. But this guy, this guy is the type of guy that say, hey, you're gonna get it right or you're gonna get it right. You feel me? Like there's no second option. There's no plan B. Like he knows stuff sometimes is bad, but he supports his kids so hard, bro. He's every time he's there for them, for his son that's in the G League. LaMelo, I don't know what's going on with LaMelo, but with Lonzo right now, he seems like the type of father that be like supporting and everything. And at the same time, I saw a video of him like being harsh on his sons because I think LaMelo played bad or something like that, and he was like kind of being harsh on him. You feel me? So
Lonzo, if all else fails, go back
he's a
to
good
the
father,
basics, which is come back to me and let me get you right.
And I think he's living his basketball dreams through his children.
Basically, LeVar felt that the Bulls
took
the wrong approach in trying to get Lonzo back up and running after his surgery, given that Zo did already have a bone bruise in his knee. LeVar noted that the team's training staff should have had Zo do most of his rehab in the pool, as well as strengthen the other muscles around the knee, rather than do the usual out-of-water rehab. Let me know what you guys think about what LeVar said down in the comments below.
I think he's right.
Track a bit. LeVar said that Zo should be available to start the season.
Nice.
Well, 2 months ago, the
Levine.
Bulls vice president of operations said that he is progressing. That's as much as I can say. He's getting better, probably not at the speed that we would like, but he is getting better. Hopefully, he's going
Give
to
him time, bro. Give him time. He's a youngie.
That's just our hopes. When I heard this, I was kind of like, well, it could be worse. Since he's still getting better, I know it's not at the pace that the Bulls would like, but at least he's still getting better. That's what really matters at the end, right? While I'm still
Lonzo looks like the guy that plays a lot of video games, bro. I don't know why. He looks like a video game type of guy. He looks like he plays 2K, bro.
Kind of makes me feel some kind of way.
What a guy.
By Ramona Shelburne states that while his
Who's
knee
Ramona
is
Shelburne?
structurally sound, because of lingering pain and discomfort following surgery, there are some expectations that he may miss camp and is doubtful for the start of next season. If you guys watched the Chicago Bulls play basketball last season, you would know that Zoe missing the start of next season would be a brutal blow for the Chicago Bulls.
True.
He's pivotal for a team that lacks playmaking and three-point shooting depth. Go ahead and rank
What a block by him, though.
Playmakers. I just want to see something. Anyways, on top of that,
like that Chicago team is so good, bro. Why? Because everybody's a playmaker, as the brother said. Everybody can be a playmaker and can be a scorer. Caruso, Lonzo, Levine. I think DeMar only is the type of guy. DeMar and Levine are only the type of guys that will be like, we're gonna get a bucket either from the mid range or from the 3-point line. But both of these guys, and if you got two guys that are elite passers on your team, bro, you are set. You are set, and you got two scorers and two elite, like, bro. Hey, I'm telling you, bro.
Top-notch, versatile defender. He's the type of player that you could drop on virtually any team and they get better.
True.
When he got hurt last season, the Bulls got way worse. It's as simple as that.
That's true.
Injuries were not friendly to the Bulls at all last year.
And that's a good indicator that the Bulls are not gonna drop him. And that's a good indicator that the Bulls will be like, okay, we're gonna wait on this dude until he gets back from his injury. We're not gonna give up on him because he helps the team majorly. What the hell am I saying?
Trend that has grown all too familiar for one of the most dedicated fan bases in the league out in Chicago.
True.
You know what though? Let's take the glass half full approach. The knee is structurally sound, and without a doubt, he has to be working with some of the best trainers in the business, right?
Of course.
There's no doubt in my mind that Zoe will return to hooping at a high level.
Of course.
The question really is just when will that be for Chicago? I really hope Io, DeMar, Zach, and the gang are ready for whatever.
They got a squad, bro. Squad and a half.
The Bulls are an exciting team. With
They're fun to watch too. They're like a 2K team, bro. They're like a you know when you got that team that is too fun to play with. They're the team that's too fun to watch in the NBA. As simple as that.
Man, I need everybody to get healthy and stay healthy. Bulls fans, let me know what you guys are expecting this upcoming.
I'm not a Bulls fan. I love the Chicago Bulls franchise, but I think you're gonna be back in the middle of the season next season. I think so, and I think you're gonna be dominant. And my definition of dominant is that he gonna be giving them assists. He gonna be involved in the team. He gonna be involved in plays, and he'll be like the key player to make the team wins. Yeah, bro. See y'all next time.